Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Ashton from Lo-Fi Book Club, and today we're exploring something close to every book lover's heart. Fandoms. From Harry Potter to Throne of Glass, book fandoms have become a cultural phenomena, and we're going to uncover why. So, what exactly is a fandom? Simply put, it's a community of people who share a deep love of a particular book or series. But it's so much more than that. It's art, fan fiction, conventions, deep discussions, and sometimes even a little drama. They're spaces for creativity, connection, celebration, and sometimes healthy obsession. But believe it or not, book fandoms have been around for a lot longer than you think. Did you know that back in the 19th century, Charles Dickens's fans were so obsessed that they would crowd to the docks of the New York City harbor, waiting for the ships to bring new installments of the Old Curiosity Shop? It's also said that the fans held mock funerals for fictional characters. That's dedication. Let's not forget Sherlock Holmes fans. When Arthur Conan Doyle killed off Sherlock, killed off Sherlock Holmes, fans were so outraged that they flooded him with letters begging him to bring the detective back. Talk about uniting people for a common cause. Fast forward to nowadays, and fandoms are bigger than ever. There are so many fandoms that we could cover, but let's talk about the ones that have changed the game in recent years. And we can't talk about fandoms without looking at the Harry Potter fandom, arguably one of the most influential communities of all time. The Harry Potter series sparked a global phenomenon. When Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone, as I think it's called in the US, was first published, no one could have predicted the cultural tidal wave that would unleash. But it didn't take long before readers across the world fell in love with Harry, Hermione, Ron, and the magical world of Hogwarts. Not being funny, but I was one of those kids at midnight at the book release, I think it was, of actually I can't remember which one it was, at Waterstones, I think it was, kind of like the Bones kind of like the Barnes and Noble of the US. I remember there being kids in like wizarding robes with wands. It was very exciting at that age, mainly because you were out past midnight. But what truly set the Harry Potter fandom apart was the creativity it inspired. Platforms like Wattpad, fanfiction.net, and Archive of Our Own. Although I'm not sure the last two are still active actually. Apparently Harry Potter is one of the most written about fandoms of fan fiction history, from alternative endings, next generation tales, and even crossover stories. I know there's a popular fan fiction called Manacled, is it? By Senli Yu, and that's set in an alternative universe where Voldemort won. I've never read it, but I've heard great things. You've also got fan art on Instagram, Tumblr, to annual conventions like LeakyCon, although I do think it's been renamed. I believe they have like panels and cosplay contests and host trivia games, to websites like Pottermore that J.K. Rowling actually launched. And this site gave the fans a chance to discover their Hogwarts houses, wands, and even Patronus. I mean, we've all tried it, right? From the wizarding world of Harry Potter at Universal Studios, the Harry Potter studio tour here in the UK, I could go on. The Harry Potter fandom has grown far beyond the books. Of course, we can't ignore the controversies surrounding J.K. Rowling. Many fans have struggled to restore their love for the wizarding world with the political views J.K. Rowling holds, especially since a big part of the community that loved these books and this world were marginalized communities. It's led to an important conversation about separating the art from the artist. Despite these negative views from the author, the fandom has shown incredible resilience. For many, Harry Potter belongs to the fans now, and Potterheads have and continue to build an empire. Let's transition into another famous fandom, that of Twilight. Say what you will, but Team Edward versus Team Jacob was the debate of the late 2000s. Love it or hate it, there is no denying the impact this saga had on pop culture and the fandom landscape. Twilight wasn't just a book series, it felt like a cultural movement. In 2005, when Stephenie Meyer's Twilight was first published, it captured the imagination of millions. This wasn't just a story about vampires and werewolves, it was mine and many others' first taste of romantasy. By the time Breaking Dawn came out in 2008, Twilight fans had firmly established themselves as one of the loudest and most passionate fandoms. I didn't know this, but Twilight fans are called Twilighters or Twihards. That last one's really weird. Now, let's address the sparkling vampire in the room. Team Edward versus Team Jacob. This wasn't just a debate, it became people's entire personalities. Friendships were formed, some were destroyed over whether Bella would choose the brooding, immortal Edward or the warm, loyal Jacob. I know that even today, fans reminisce about their allegiances. And this is another one that fans ran with, creating fan fiction on alternate endings, diving deeper into side characters, even new takes on the story entirely. Let's not also forget that 50 Shades of Grey was originally written as a Twilight fan fiction. The title originally was Master of the Universe, and it was written under a pseudonym by E.L. James, and that pseudonym was Snow Queen Ice Dragon. Fans would show up in crowds to movie premieres, some even camping out for days just to catch a glimpse of the cast. Comic-Con panels featuring the Twilight cast were legendary, which packed rooms to capacity.
So you all are here for a movie based on the series of Twilight books, is that correct?
The fandom also organised Twilight-specific conventions, and it gave fans a chance to immerse themselves in the world of Forks with cosplay contests, trivia games, and meet and greets with the cast. Forks in Washington actually has fully embraced the fandom, and it hosts Twilight festivals and even runs Twilight-themed tours, which is kind of cool. More recently, the Twilight fandom has experienced a surprising renaissance. Thanks to TikTok and Instagram, younger generations are discovering or rediscovering the saga. Fans are creating memes, parody videos, and even recreating iconic moments like Edward's sparkling reveal.
Hello?
Well, he looks at me, and I look at him, and he looks at me.
At its core, Twilight is about escapism and passion. It gave millions of young readers a story they could lose themselves in, and a sense of community. The fandom continues to strive because it's built on shared love, creativity, and let's not forget a little sparkle. Sorry, these puns are awful. I'm so sorry. I'm not funny normally, so I'm just trying to make the most out of it. One fandom that has been making waves across social media in recent years is that of Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorns and Roses, or as many know it, ACOTAR. The ACOTAR series exploded in popularity thanks to its amazing fantasy world, romance, and deep yet handsome characters. Although the book was originally published way back, I think in 2015, thanks to social media, especially platforms like TikTok and Instagram, ACOTAR has reached new heights. Thanks actually to BookTok in particular, I would say. Fans share their reading reactions in real time, create their ideal TV show fan castings. They produce amazing fan art of the characters, write incredible fan fiction, design custom book covers. I love a custom book cover, and merchandise. There's even songs being made inspired by the world of Valaris. The success of ACOTAR has had an enormous effect on the fantasy genre, in a positive way I would say. It's inspired a new and exciting wave of romantasy novels and authors. The ACOTAR fandom at its heart is about the love of the books, the characters, and the community it creates. But let's discuss the role of social media and how it has revolutionized fandoms. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter have made it easier than ever together to connect with fellow fans, share theories, and even directly communicate with authors sometimes. Take Book Talk, for example. It's a treasure trove of recommendations. There's aesthetic edits, there's hilarious skits or bits, whatever you want to call them, inspired by your favorite reads. Creators on Book Talk are redefining how we engage with books, even reigniting our interest in some older series and bringing them back into the spotlight. Just like Twilight, Hunger Games, even the works of Agatha Christie. Of course, like any community, book fandoms have their ups and downs. On the positive side, fandom creates creativity and friendships. Many have found their best friends or even their significant others through shared book obsessions. But there is also a darker side that we need to discuss. Fandoms can sometimes become toxic with gatekeeping or heated arguments over interpretations, debates over ships, characters, and plot points. Discussions can often turn into personal attacks when there are differing opinions. And let's not forget the backlash that some authors have faced due to fan disagreements. It's important to remember that fandoms should be spaces for inclusion and celebration. Book fandoms are more than just groups of people who love the same story. They're communities. We support each other. So whether you're a Potterhead, a Twilighter, a Shadowhunter, an Initiate, a Sherlockonian, I don't know, or just someone who loves a good story, fandoms always have a place for you. And I include myself in a lot of those fandoms. What can Stephen King fans be called? I think we need a name. Or is there a name? I should know. I hope you enjoyed this video and our, I would say deep dive, but I feel like we've only touched the surface really of fandoms, but I hope you enjoyed it either way. Don't forget to subscribe and become part of the channel, and I will see you all next week. Bye!